Oh, I think we are live over here. Let's see, you guys. Hold on. Let's see. Something is going on. Let's see. Let's see. Um, okay. All right. Technical difficulties, but we are live. I think. Yes. Okay. Hello, hello, hi, gigpreneur. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi, and I help folks with a job to start a side gig online and use social media to grow it. If that is you, drop the word me in the comments and let's go already. Let's get some info to you. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if it's a good fit or not. So, some of you have had questions. You don't really know where to start, what options there are online. I um, I have a video that I put together that free of charge. You can watch it, and by the end of that, you will know. Not only you will know what platforms there are online that you can do, you'll have a clear understanding, but you'll also be able to know if what I do is a fit for you. So if that is you, drop the word me in the comments and let's get going. What do you say? So, tonight we are live on all channels, by the way: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, later on X, Threads, LinkedIn. So, if you're not following me, hit that follow. Let's go. If you like, you can tell me where you're tuning in from. I myself, I'm from Southern California and it's chilly. Why is my color like this? Is my color weird on camera? I feel like it's like this weird orange. Man, I don't know what's going on, you guys, but I feel like it's a little off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like it's very off. Oh, hmm. Is that better? Did it good? Did I do good? I don't know what happened. It's just like so orange. I feel. Anyway, let's get started with tonight. Let's go. Leadership. Leadership. When you want to take responsibility, if you're on the bottom of the food chain, like if you work in a company and you're like the bottom guy or gal, you usually don't want to take responsibility. You like to pass on the responsibility to who? Somebody above you, right? And as long as there is somebody above you, this responsibility could be just pushed up and up and up and up until it gets to the what? To the owner. Well, if it's a company, right? In any other platform, it's probably the same too. The guy who or the gal who's on the bottom and it's got the least amount of things to do. When something goes wrong, they like to pass on the responsibility to somebody above them, right? Well, Mark didn't tell me, or this I didn't know, or what have you, right? So I think it's pretty interesting. Now, the other thing I want to share with you is taking and I learned this late. I'm not gonna lie. I learned this late, but when I did, I'm really conscious of it. I like to take responsibility for things, right? Not so long ago, maybe about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I learned that when you take responsibility, you want to take responsibility for things that you don't think you're responsible for. See, it's easy to take responsibility for the things you are responsible for. That's what everybody does. But if you want to be a leader, you got to take responsibility for the things that sometimes you may even think that it's not you, but you take on the responsibility. I'll give you an example. This is something really cool that Japanese do this. Now, if a company is experiencing financial difficulty in Japan, what they do is this: the first person who takes a pay cut is the CEO. He doesn't, or she, they don't pass it on to the small employees. It's not the small employees that take the hit. Isn't that interesting? The CEO cuts his or her own salary or pay. Thank you for all the hearts. Love it. I appreciate it. How cool is that? Now, get this: if it gets real crazy, and I mean, the company is in trouble, the CEO is even willing to just give the salary away and step down. What? We don't take responsibility when we spill milk. Imagine taking a salary cut of that kind of a magnitude of your own company, where you can so easily pass it down to the little people. Let me ask you this: if you worked for a company and the company was experiencing some tough times, if the CEO came to you and said, "Tell you what, I appreciate everybody who's been here, and I just want you to know that all of you have your jobs. All of you have your jobs. And so, but I got to cut down on some stuff. So everybody gets $1 per hour cut." At first glance, this actually has happened to me. At first glance, you may say, "Well, at least I got the job. At least I have a job." Still, right? In COVID time, this happened to me. So you're like, "Okay, at least I have a job." But when you look at this case in Japan, you're like, "Wait a minute. How come everybody's supposed to take a cut except for the owner?" Now it's real talk. Now it's real talk. Why would everybody take a cut, everybody be responsible, except for the owner, for the big guy or gal? I want you to know that leadership comes from the top. Responsibility starts from the top. It doesn't start from the bottom. It starts from the top. The people at the top, they should take more responsibility, because they're in charge for more. They got more risk, they got more stuff under them. So they are responsible for all that. That's why you can have 500 amazing employees, and then you hire a new person, and that person takes the entire company down. Who's responsible for that? See, if you're the owner of the company and you're truly a leader, you would take responsibility for that, not the hiring manager. Different concept. If it's supposed to be me who takes responsibility at 100% of times, that's 100% of times. That's a sign of maturity. That's a sign of leadership. I know it's not, I never said, "Oh, yeah, it's a piece of cake. No problem. Take responsibility." No, and you spill milk on the carpet on the new rug that your wife or your significant other just bought, and you take responsibility, you're like, okay, that's a little rough. But when you're responsible for millions of dollars lost in a company, it's a little different. What about the doctors who l- lose patients on surgery tables, on operation tables? Who takes responsibility for that? Responsibility is a big thing. And I truly believe you cannot be a leader if you don't take responsibility for everything. And I know it's so easy to say that. I sit here in front of the camera. I'm like, yeah, dude. There have been many times where I really wanted to pass on the responsibility, not only because I didn't want to have it, it's because it was a big deal and I didn't want that on me. And as I mentioned before, this is something that I learned recently, not too long ago, 4 or 5 years ago. You gotta man up for things, and you just gotta be saying, "Hey, I'll take the responsibility." Now, here's one thing I will share with you: it's one thing to take the responsibility and sit there and say, "Kumbaya, my lord." And it's another thing to get into action. You take responsibility and you move. You get into work, you fix the situation, you're solution oriented rather than problem oriented. So many people are just focusing on the problem this, problem that. Okay, okay, okay. So, do you have a solution? Do you propose a solution? I am not one to sit here and listen to problems all day. I'm not that guy. When I was in the mortgage industry, I had my own shop. I had an open door policy. Okay, my door was always open, unless I had somebody in the office. But my door was always open, and if you've been in the mortgage industry, you would know there's something always can go wrong. There's always something that can go wrong with a file, with a whatever. So almost every day, I had somebody say something about something not working, not going right, this, right? And the first day I hired anybody, I would tell them, I don't expect you not to have any problems, not to run into things that are slow, don't work, this, that, the other thing. And I expect you to come and share them with me. But I don't want you to come in the office and tell me about the problem and sit there, wait for me to give you a solution. If you have not thought about a possible solution to the problem you're proposing, don't come into my office. A couple times, they tested me and I kicked them out of the office. I said, come back when you got a possible solution. You actually thought about this. You've taken some sense of responsibility towards the situation. You don't just come in and dump the problem and leave. As somebody who, mm, a leader, okay, I don't want to dump my problems on somebody else's desk and table and tape and plate. I don't, right? I want to do my best to solve my own stuff. Take responsibility for them. And I think it's such a big deal because if you're leading a team, and again, I learned this late, but if you're leading a team and you're constantly saying, my team doesn't do this, my team doesn't do that, my team doesn't do this, My team volume is down. This is down. That's up. If you're doing that, you're not taking responsibility. Remember, you got to take responsibility 100%, not like 99.6789 times or percent, 100 all the time. So if your team is not doing something, you're not doing something. I man up. I say it. If my team is not recruiting, it's because I'm not recruiting. I know. Again, I learned this late. I wish I had learned this early. But I love this job. I just when I heard this, I said, "Man, that is so cool. That's such a cool concept that a CEO is willing to do that for his own company. This is his own company. He's all like, you know what? I'm the first one. I'm gonna take a pay cut because I feel the most responsible. I shouldn't pass it on to somebody who makes $11 an hour and cut it down to 10 because that one is huge for them. That's manning up, womaning up to the problem, right? So I ask you to be more conscious of the times that your responsibility is going to be tested. You taking responsibility is going to be tested. And we get plenty of that. We get plenty of that during the day. We get so many chances that we can show up and say, you know what? Let's just focus on the solution. I'll take responsibility for it. Let's just fix the problem and move forward, right? I encourage you to be more solution oriented than problem oriented. I didn't say don't find problems. I said don't find problems and just complain about the problem. In fact, find problems, but also look for solutions and take responsibility for them. So, with that, hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. And you got to know somebody who will benefit from this. So, share, tag them to this clip, let them enjoy this. And my name is Sean Azimi. If you're not following me, I'm live on all channels: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, later on X, Threads, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere, and I go with Sidekick Sean. So if you're not following me, hit that follow. Let's go. And with that, I am Sean Azimi, and I help folks who have a job to start an online side gig and use social media to grow it. If that is you, drop the word me in the comments. I will get back with you after this live. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.